How's it going? It's alright. I'm off today. How you doing? Trying to get through this game. At least play it enough until there's mods. Right now there's not many mods. It's pretty primitive at the moment.
Was that an earthquake?
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about.
Never thought I'd be doing enemy step combos in Final Fantasy, but here we are. Yeah, I'm hearing they already posted a apology thing for Lollipop Chainsaw. I don't know, man. It's not acceptable to have a remaster with no graphics options in 2024. That's legit. Playing games with graphics options like 25 years ago. I don't know how they thought it was acceptable to release it in that state. But, they definitely deserve the flack that they're getting. It's nice that they brought the game back, but that doesn't excuse crap port.
Be sure to keep clear of his
Believe me, I mean to.
Don't breathe it in.
I don't know, how many people were like really wanting that game to come back? It never really seemed like there's anything special. I remember when that game came out, I'm like, this is coming out around the same time as like Xillia 2. I mean, which $50 game am I gonna buy? Tales of Xillia 2 or Lollipop Chainsaw?
Like a furnace in here.
I think for gameplay,
Inside the volcano.
the answer is obvious.
Get used to the heat.
I never saw the appeal in it.
This
I'm just not really big on Suda's games in general. It's just like all style, no substance. They're nice to watch people play. The
It was.
gameplay itself is
They're getting bigger.
average,
Something's wrong.
unless you're just made of money and time. I never really saw much of an appeal to them. But that's just me. Apparently a lot of people wanted it to come back. I just never really have liked his games much. The only one I played to completion was No More Heroes 2, and that game was very average. It was okay. Wasn't really fiending for more of that. On the other hand, I'm happy to see a lot of remasters. There's been a lot of remasters lately, and that's a good thing. Video game industry is actually starting to care about its past again, and that's good. But it's the same as anything else that can be easily pirated. You know, if you're gonna bring something back, it needs to be better than what's on the internet for free. And that's a problem we've had lately, especially. Tales of Symphonia remastered, same thing. Lollipop Chainsaw is debatable, because there are some things that are better about it, but it's also a pretty garbage port that, like, doesn't even have graphics options, so I don't know how much that's worth. $40. People have been editing their INI file to change the graphics. How is that acceptable in 2024? You should not need to do that. That's like something you do if you're pirating something that's missing like 12 quality of life patches or something, not when you legally buy something. That's straight up ridiculous. Like, I don't know if that's better than just going to download the ROM, and that's like the problem with bringing stuff back, is it needs to be better than what an average, somewhat tech-savvy person can do. That's exactly what was wrong with Symphonia Remastered. The only thing about it that's better than the GameCube version is the fact that it's on a modern platform. That's it. It's actively worse in every way. It's not worth your money. Apparently they outsourced that game to Bandai Namco Romania. I'm sure those people were under very strict time limits and stuff, but they should not have been put on a remaster of that caliber. That was a stupid idea. I'm like, yeah, you should have done this one in-house. Really. If that's the best they can do, to the point where you have to make an apology and promise a patch later, then I don't think that they're cut out to be porting a legendary game like that. Feels like they should be a support studio or something. Luckily, the Graces remaster is done by Tosei, so it should be pretty good. Hopefully. I guess we'll find out. It's a good couple months away. 4 months away, yeah. Or more like 3.5. I'll definitely grab that. I'm not the biggest fan of Graces, but for how much I complain about how they don't preserve the games, it's kind of
But
my
in numbers like these,
civic duty to buy that game. Graces is just okay. I understand why the casuals like it, but gameplay-wise, I would have preferred something else. But I'm one of the most avid complainers about poor Tales preservation, so I kind of need to buy it. Buy it, I will. They're only charging $40 for it.
well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path. Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
PCS5.
What the hell is that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
Why attack us then? They're peaceful creatures.
Then this one must be the exception. Nice try. Nice try. good, I'll wager.
Ouch. A little too greedy there. I don't know if you can say corners are cut when, like, they don't even have graphics options. I mean, that's the bare minimum. I was playing, like,
We'll enter
early
the
3D
combat
games
by
in, like,
time
98
Daisy
that had that.
It was always a hive of activity.
I don't really think they should get much of a pass.
Hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to.
This port's been good for me, but I've heard a lot of conflicting things about it. I don't know if I just have the right hardware for it or what, but I've had pretty much no issues. I've even got the cutscenes unlocked. Unlock frame rate. It's not very well optimized, though. I mean, I'll give it that, but at least it's not unplayable. It's not like that Jedi Survivor game. It's had like 9 patches and still isn't fixed. I think they did a decent job, but I can't vouch for anyone else. There's been a lot of people trying to play it on Steam Deck, and I just kind of question why. This is not the kind of game I even attempt to play on my Steam Deck. Gundam Breaker 4 is like about the highest I attempt. Anything more than that, I'm like, man, I'll just play it at home or stream it from the PC. This game actually streams from Steam Remote Play pretty well. I tried it last night. That's why I didn't stream when I was working over there last night. Like, yeah, I'd rather just do that. I'm not going to install a 150 gig game on my Steam Deck and have it struggle to run. I don't know why people even try. You want a big game like this on Steam Deck, God of War Ragnarok seems to be running pretty well.
How many of them are there?
That game's a lot more grounded than this is, obviously. It's not as much particle effects and crazy combat and stuff. Only a couple enemies on the screen. Like, that game actually seems decent on the portable PCs, if that's your thing. But this is way too strong for Steam Deck.
Clive, there's something I need you to know. I saw the Patriarch do things no one should have to see. And so I swore that he would die by my hand.
I understand. I faced my demons, and you must face yours.
No, I haven't messed with the arcade mode yet. I want to unlock more stuff. I don't really like the moves that I have currently. It's kind of like, you know, maybe I'll just wait to play this, but I think gameplay mods are going to take a really long time.
Just one last push.
People had gameplay mods for FF7 Rebirth, like, right away, but that game was on Unreal Engine and this isn't, so it makes sense to play it now, even though I do have strong belief that this will be like Kingdom Hearts 3 and DMC 5, and like objectively the best version of the game with mods, but it's gonna take a while to get there. It's not on an easily exploitable engine. They have a mod manager, but like no real major mods for it yet. It's like, yeah, I might as well just play it now. I might beat the game and then just wait for mods. That's a possibility. I really think this is stupid right here. This is classic uneven video game character strength. I mean, he's able to pull down like literal dragons, but this door that's, you know, barely even a door, it's got so many holes in it. He's got to struggle to open it. Like, what does that add? It's like the gameplay is not automated at all, unless you put the accessibility rings on, but you just need to randomly struggle to open doors. My immersion. You can pull this guy down, but the door is too hard for him. It's gonna be a kaiju fight.
All right. I won't take long.
Mods for this game are going to be awesome, but I do feel some of the things people are doing are really weird. Like, they're playing the game. They found a way to cheat the New Game Plus mode onto a level 1 file. But apparently, if you don't mod the weapons, everything takes like 10 minutes to kill. I'm like, I don't know about that, man. I'll pass on that. Especially the beginning of this game is, actually, I think it's worse than a Tales game. You have more options in a Tales game at the start than this, actually. Beginning of this game, you have 2 moves. You have an air string and the Phoenix Sprint or whatever it's called. That's all you have.
True what I'm hearing, Sid?
Like, I don't really want to do 10-minute boss fights with 2 moves.
Hunting down
It's not even a fun challenge.
this one.
Just how much do you hate yourself? At least this game lets you skip cutscenes on
Something tells me.
first playthrough. God of War does not. That's why people are like waiting for New Game Plus files and play that, so you don't want to watch the cutscenes again. Like, yeah, I don't blame you. It's a big chunk of the runtime. If whether you like the story or not, it's like, well, you've already seen it. That's all baked into the game, so you gotta watch it all again. Hard pass. Oh, the roguelike mode in that looks pretty cool. I might
It last you a good while.
grab that when I
You can thank me later.
get some money. I was watching somebody play it earlier.
Not my best work, but it'll do. And
It's pretty cool they added a roguelike mode to that game. The combat seems decent enough. I've heard conflicting reports about the story. Some people think it's good, some people are upset because they call it woke.
Of course not.
Everything is woke. I'm getting tired of hearing that word. It's one of those, like, internet words that just doesn't mean anything anymore. It legit means nothing. It's like, oh, this game has somebody who's not white. The neckbeards call it woke. I'm like, come on, man. There's people doing it on every new game now. I'm like, do you really care that much?
Welcome to the patrons.
If it bothers you that much, then maybe you shouldn't.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Maybe you shouldn't play new games.
I should probably speak to Otto before leaving. We need to know what we're getting ourselves into.
They're talking about they don't know what they're doing with Concord yet. I'm like, that studio is probably gonna shut down, sadly. I really don't think Sony is stupid enough to try to revive that game. They already burnt so much money on it. I guess that's what sucks about trying to just cash in on trends instead of making something that has more of a chance. Like, they're probably working on that game like 5 years ago.
Moment's notice.
It's like now people aren't as super hype about hero shooters anymore.
Fine.
It's okay, we got beat-em-ups back, but most of the beat-em-ups aren't good, so it's up to you if you think that's a good thing or not. I'm personally a little bit conflicted. Rushing Beat X looks awesome.
I want to say
I looked at the Karate Kid game earlier, it looks terrible. G.I. Joe looks bad. They put out a release date trailer for that yesterday, and it looks barely improved, which is about what I expected. It's about what I expected. They know that game is beyond saving. They're not going to be given time and money to fix it. I think that much was obvious. G.I. Joe game is just classic example of we want something done cheap, we don't want it done good, which is something that was very common with games in the 90s and late 80s, all the movie games and stuff. Like, we don't care what randos do it. We're gonna give him 6 hours. We're gonna give him 6 months to do it. And no money. And then be surprised Pikachu when it doesn't sell. Like, why do you think it didn't sell? The trailer for that, like Power Flood just said, looks quite a bit better. I think that game might have a chance of being worth playing. There's a chance that might be something worth playing. That's just how games are marketed. They market them like really bad at the start. Like, can't you get somebody that like is halfway decent at the game to market this stuff? Because a lot of games look really bad, especially like mechanics-heavy action games. They look really bad. Like the first trailer, and then like this game, people were on the fence about it, but then they showed gameplay, and I think most people were relatively won over. Depends on what you're looking for in a Final Fantasy. But a lot of the Final Fantasy fan base is delusional to think that they're going to put out a AAA turn-based RPG. They're not going to do that anymore. Just going to have to accept that. I think what makes that complaining worse is that it's far worse than, like, Tales, right? With Tales, there's no competitor, there's no alternative. But, like, Square themselves has been putting out a lot of turn-based games. They just don't have a Final Fantasy brand name on them, but there's lots of them. But like, yeah, they just like the way the market works. They're not gonna make a AAA turn-based game anymore. I feel like people are setting themselves up for disappointment, expecting that. It's honestly stupid to expect that. I think just the complaints just don't really go well with me because, you know, they have Octopath Traveler, they have like all those other games. Those are legit good turn-based games. You know, if you want turn-based combat, they're still making them. They're just not gonna make like another Final Fantasy X caliber game with turn-based combat. It's just not gonna happen. But people keep thinking that they will. It's like, at least with turn-based RPGs, you have a lot of choices. People are like, I want a $200 million game of like this budget with turn-based combat. Like, they're not gonna do that because they know they won't make their money back. It's gonna have to accept that they're gonna be like smaller games. You know, Octopath is like HD 2D with some nice sprites, but it's definitely not a big budget masterpiece. I don't know. I get jealous of turn-based fans, honestly. They have a lot more stuff to play. Ever since Tales stopped being annual, there's been like not really many action RPGs to play at all. It's been almost nothing. Also, like, Final Fantasy's never really been sticking to the same thing for long. Even with turn-based, you know, they were doing a lot of different stuff with it.
Bird's a menace.
She meant nothing by it, I swear.
I'll deal with the bird lover. You take the handsome one, killer.
Stop calling me that.
doesn't matter what they think. The reality is, it doesn't make financial sense to make a turn-based RPG with that budget. It's just not going to happen anymore. Like, you know, I want Basara to come back, but I also understand why it's not coming back. Because that game's production values has to be way higher than, like, any Koei Musou game. Even stuff like Dynasty Warriors 9, which had, like, a brand new engine and new character designs and stuff. Like, that game probably didn't cost anywhere near as much to make as Basara 4. Like, all the voice acting, they outsourced anime cutscenes and stuff. Like, that can't be cheap. You know, of course I want them to make another one, but I understand the business standpoint of, like, they're only going to sell it in Japan, which,
That's that done then.
admittedly, is part of the reason why it failed. Like, I can't really expect them to make another one, because to top that game, they'd have to spend an insane amount of money. Yeah, I just kind of had to come to accept that, like, Musou right now is pretty much just whatever Koei Tecmo puts out. And they've been doing, a lot less lately. A lot less Musou. But that does kind of come back to,
Lady Hortense said she'd give us our dresses.
does kind of come back to not wanting to expand Basara. They gave us the third one, but then they didn't give us the rest of them. Like, well, you can't really expect the series to continue if you leave it in one country.
All done?
Well, that's the thing. Final Fantasy hasn't been turn-based for, like, 15 years. It's been a while. Final Fantasy's never been a franchise that's stuck doing the same thing. Which is part of why it's been around so long. I don't know why people are so upset, you know, that they're not doing turn-based anymore. I understand the demand for it, but they, like, haven't been doing turn-based since Final Fantasy X, which is, like, over 20 years ago. You could argue even that's not really turn-based, because it's... Well, that one is turn-based, but before that was Active Time Battle, which is, like, kind of turn-based. It's turn-based by definition, but it's, you know, there is a little bit of an action element there with being able to do stuff before an enemy can act. They used that for a while.
Back to this
And
table.
10 was like the last one that was full turn-based. That game didn't have ATB. I don't know. Like I said, turn-based fans are eating pretty good right now, as far as I'm concerned. It's people that like Tales games are the ones that are struggling currently. Tales has never really had any consistent competition. I think which is part of why they got so complacent with how they made the games. They had a couple companies try to compete with Tales, but none of them really stuck around. Like with turn-based, you've still got a lot of stuff to play. I can understand wanting production values like this, but just from a financial standpoint, it's never going to happen again. I hate to say that, because I get the frustration, but making this turn-based would not make its money back. They're already complaining that it's below expectations despite selling a couple million copies. People have been dumping on the player count for this has been pretty low. Like 12K or something. I don't know, I think that's pretty good for a game that's video game years pretty old. It came out over a year ago. Feel like if you really wanted to play it, you've had chances to. But I don't know, it's because people say they're waiting for something to be on PC doesn't mean that they have the PC to run it, or they have the money, or the time to play it. This game might not be turn-based. It might not really even have many RPG elements at all, but it's still a pretty big time sink to play, so I can understand not having the time, wanting to play it, but not having the time. Personally, for me, because this doesn't run on the Steam Deck, it's going to take me a lot longer to get through it. It's going to take me way longer to get through this game. Part of the reason I got through Gundam Breaker 4 so quick is because it ran great on the deck. It's pretty much twice as good as the Switch version. But like, this can't run on the deck. People are trying to, and it's just like, why even bothering? He want an immersive, story-rich action RPG to play on Steam Deck. From what I've seen, God of War Ragnarok is a much better choice for the same price. Well, actually, God of War Ragnarok is $10 more, but that game's a lot less heavy on the spectacle than this is. So, looks like you can get like 40-50 FPS on it, which for a new game is pretty good. I wouldn't complain about that if I bought it. But this is like struggling to hit 30. looks really bad.
Time to fight.
Like, yeah, I'm not that thirsty to play this on the go. It's gonna run that bad, I have no interest. Try to find this griffin, I don't know where it is. Not here.
We're not alone.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Straight home now.
Yeah, but Persona and SMT don't cost anywhere near as much to make as this did. And that's what people want. They want straight, unrealistic fantasy. It's kind of like fighting games right now. Fighting games, production value is pretty much limited to Street Fighter and Tekken. If you don't like those, then if you only want production values over gameplay, those are your two choices. Revealed Double Dragon Revive a little too early. Yeah. The gameplay in that trailer they dropped yesterday looked way better. Looked like indie game. Looked like an indie game before that. I don't know. We'll see. Karate Kid game looks bad. If you guys are expecting me to play that, nope. I'm not playing that one. Pass. I kind of hoped that it would be better than it looked, but I saw some gameplay. I posted in my Discord. It looks pretty bad. Well, that's to be expected when you get randos to make it, and you give them 6 months to do it, because that's what Game Mill does. Game Mill
Clive.
takes small studios and gives them like 3 months to make games.
Whitby.
It's their whole business model. How do we make the cheapest game?
And how am I meant to do that then?
Oh, so this is from a hunt, huh? Electrum.
That it? Fine.
Game Mill is the new LJN. Or the new LJN. They're keeping the LJN dream alive. Like crap games based on popular licenses. Only difference now is we actually have like gameplay footage, so that whole scam doesn't work as well as it did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you know, there actually was some truth to it. Like, yeah, you don't need to make a good game. It needs to be out while the license is popular. That doesn't really seem to be working anymore. They put out that second Cobra Kai game, and it just got completely slammed for being a bad game and like barely working. I wonder how profitable it is. I guess maybe there's kids that still don't look up gameplay, but I seriously doubt that. When I was a kid, I definitely asked for games I shouldn't have because I would like the license, the cartoon or the movie or whatever. A lot of those games are garbage. Obviously there was no YouTube back then. Best you could do was hope a friend had it. I definitely did a lot of that. I had friends that were more financially fortunate than me. I would just watch them play the game and see if I wanted it.
Let's see about planting those seeds. It won't be long now, Martel. They'll try your...
Anything catch your eye? Thanks very much. There you go.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
The Double Dragon Revive might be decent, yeah. Looks like they're gonna show some rushing beat at TGS. Seems like that's what's gonna happen, so hopefully you get a release date for that or a demo or something. That's like the only new beat 'em up I'm excited for at this point. You got 2 coming out in like the next month, but they both look terrible, so I'm not gonna play them. Karate Kid looks average at best. G.I. Joe actually looks
Just near the
worse
episode.
than Karate Kid.
Let's see if they're damp enough for Morgan Beards.
Neither of them I really am interested in playing.
Be safe.
Bright yellow. Size of a goblin's eye. Certainly wasn't one about being attracted to her flowers, though. Something familiar about this scent. It reminds me of home.
Vengeance Hunters, yeah, but that doesn't have a release date. So yeah, those are the only two I'm looking forward to currently. The rest look throwaway. I'm not that desperate to play a beat 'em up that I'm gonna stoop so low as play those games. We're getting a Fight Forever update very soon anyway, according to
I found your
the
flowers.
developers' Discord, and that's going to be better than any of those games combined. So, and guess what? That doesn't cost anything. It's free. I'm not really wanting to cough up money on below average beat 'em ups. If I could just wait for Fight Forever. Fight Forever is way better than something like Karate Kid or G.I. Joe. No contest. The thing I really like about this game is the way that it divides the side quests is actually really nice, where it tells you which ones are actually important. A lot of them are just like, you know, go get this flower, or go kill 5 wolves or whatever, and you get like crap rewards because it's more for the story. But the way this game works is it actually tells you when it's a quest that has good rewards, which is actually really nice. Because every JRPG always devolves into side quest hell. Once you get to like the end of the game, there's just like suddenly like 50 side quests, and you have to like almost always have to look up online which ones are worth doing. There's a lot of them are just like, you know, if you just want the story, you can just watch that online. But if you're just wanting to finish the game, it's not worth doing. I really like that feature. This game's still got some poor polish, like not being able to sprint in town is really dumb. I hope somebody mods that in eventually, but I like how it tells you. I like how it tells you what stuff is actually worth doing.
You earned this. All done?
Helps with the pacing, because like the spectacle and the story and the cutscenes in this game are really good, but you don't get stuck doing a bunch of side quests that you might not care about, which I think is a great thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. A lot of games have too many side quests. Let me see where you said that was again. Green Sheeps. Green Sheeps and north of Sorrowwise. Right. Also, from what I understand, like, almost none of the side quests are missable, so that's way better than pretty much any Tales game that's not Arise. Arise was the only Tales game that had that friendly side quest design, where, you know, you can't really miss anything. You definitely want to knock out stuff when you can, so that you don't get stuck with 30 of them at the end of the game, but there was no cutoff point. That's why, despite that game's faults, I'll never complain about the side quests. Those were the best side quests they've ever done. This Tales games always had the stupidest missable conditions for side quests that made no sense and basically forced you to be glued to a guide. This has been pretty nice so far. Nothing's been missable.
Scorpions. I just don't know what I'm up against. Enough. We better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
Hopefully Fight Forever update is soon. I'm fiending for more of that game. That game is incredible. Actually depressing in a way, because that game's made by one guy on a shoestring budget. Well, there are some people that are helping him, but he definitely has way less resources than the people making that Karate Kid game.
Straight home now.
It's like such a better game. You can't even give the excuse of he's using old sprites, because he's added so many new animation frames to those sprites that, like, it's basically just the base of it. Like, I'm more excited for that than Karate Kid. No contest there.
Take a bull by the horns. Nice try. Too slow.
Whoops.
The locals asleep. Easier without him at their gate.
Let's see where that last hunt is, and then I guess it's time to continue. Probably get another icon
We
soon.
must be ready to leave for Rosalith at a moment's notice.
There's one more raid boss left. North of Sorrowwise. I don't know where that is. That's not an important one. I don't feel like doing those. There definitely are too many side quests. You gotta know, do you really need that many? At least the game tells you which ones are like worth doing, but kind of just begs the question of like, why do you have so many in the first place? Sorrowwise. Ah, okay. So I guess going up here. actually here.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each
TGS might have some decent games, yeah. We'll see.
I said.
Not here. Come on.
Faster!
Here we
You
go.
deserve a rest.
Alright. Last story hunt for now.
Going out of the ruins.
There we go.
From the ruins it came, and to ruin it returns.
Is it business or pleasure? You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Clive. What's that for you, dear? No scratches, all right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later.
How many hours I put in this game? Probably about
Fine.
7 or 8. But I'm also playing this like Jack from Stranger in Paradise and skipping almost all the cutscenes, so I'm definitely a little farther than other people probably are. But I watched the story of this when it came out, so I don't really care to watch it again. I don't really like the ending of this game. I won't spoil it, but it's my least favorite kind of ending. Where they like don't want to they don't want to give you the answer to a question. They want you to debate it. And I just don't really care for that. It's like, you know, I'm not really sure if I care about watching the cutscenes. I definitely think Tales of the Abyss did that kind of thing better. No, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan at all. The only Final Fantasy game I've finished is Stranger in Paradise. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan at all. The only
This isn't an invasion.
JRPG series I care about is Tales.
He'll stop
But
at nothing, Clive.
I don't know, last couple years they've been making some pretty decent action-based Final Fantasy games, so that's the only reason. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan at all. I didn't really grow up with the games. Even 7, I didn't grow up with. I played it, but didn't like it. I didn't like Final Fantasy 7 when it came out. I know that's probably going to get me cancelled if I was more popular, but I didn't like that game. I couldn't get over the graphics. I thought the graphics were way worse than Chrono Trigger, which I played like the year before FF7 came out. I was one of those people, like, I liked 3D graphics and I was like impressed by them, but I don't think that game had good graphics at all. I just couldn't get past it, so I did play that game, but I only played it for a couple hours. Definitely was not... I'm not a Final Fantasy super fan. This game is barely an RPG, for what it's worth. This is not what I would consider an RPG. It's a character action game with, like, bare minimum RPG elements. That's why I made a tweet yesterday. I'm like, if you want... Final Fantasy action RPG, Stranger in Paradise is better than this game. The RPG elements in this game are, like, non-existent. You can't even really make much of a build. The build is mostly just what moves you put on. The new accessories they've added have helped a little bit. I know that a lot of the accessories I'm excited to use were not in the base game. They were added with the DLC, but still isn't much of an action RPG. Yeah, the combat feels really good. Yeah, I don't like the ending of this game. I won't spoil it, but I'll just say Tales of the Abyss did that kind of thing better. That might be a spoiler if you played that game, but that game is kind of getting to the point that FF7 Original is at, where like most people haven't. There's gonna be less and less people that have played that game because it's not available legally currently. Yeah, for the ambiguous ending, I think that game did it better.
Come on, take him!
Nah, this is really is not an action RPG. The marketing for this game is like lying. You seen the marketing for this game? They say this is the first action RPG, which is false twice over, because there's Stranger of Paradise, which was a year before this game, which is way more of an RPG than this because it actually has character builds, and this really doesn't. And then before that, there's Lightning Returns, which is the FF13 battle system, but with like parries and juggles and stuff. Now that one is still a little bit strange because you like can't really directly control how she moves, but I would still consider that to be more of an action RPG than this. The way they market this game is like, guys are just like erasing your history. Erasing your history. This is like if DMC had, you know, an immersive story, pretty much. The combat's not as good as DMC, of course, but that's about the closest thing you can compare this to. DMC definitely does not have this much story. Way less. A fraction of the amount.
something.
We need to stop it. Whatever it takes. It's down.
Then let's make this count. Farewell.
Yeah.
I have to get to the courtyard. Don't you let her die. Later, everyone. With me. That includes you, Toggle.
Hey.
Can you still fight? Still breathing, are you?
Excellent. Then Lord Kupka's reward shall be ours.
I thought bad news always came in threes.
It's over.
It's Jover.
For now. But I bet that wasn't the last of them. And they won't stop hunting us until Kupka's dead.
You can summon literal wings of fire, but that door is just too hard to open, man. I love uneven video game protagonist strength. You saw the stuff he just did to those guys, but the door is too much. Need to exert so much effort. Like, why? I think the worst example of uneven video game strength is definitely Neo 2.
What becomes of those who dare to cross me? Cross! I'll kill you! Nice try. Die by my hand, Crossfield. Hatred for you is unending. Unreal thing. Let this palace be your grave. What?
Oh, shit.
You know, Final Fantasy characters being able to swear has added so much. Because they're saying what the gamer would say. Very good franchise evolution. Just let them say gamer words. Why not? Put your Common Rider suit back on. Can't skip.
The world has chosen.
There we go.
I am in my element. The earth will always be my domain. You beg for death!
Damn it! Didn't mean to do that. Oh well.
Just like your forefathers. Your journey ends here!
Damn, that was a sick fight. This game is awesome. I'm definitely liking it more than I thought I would. I wasn't really too keen on the whole moves on cooldown thing, but it's actually not that bad. GG's. I think I get Titan now, which is the perfect block one. They definitely make the hyper armor feel fun, but hopefully somebody will just make a mod to like let you juggle them. That'd be pretty sick. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. Definitely not by the time I finish this. There we go, got Titan. Yeah, that was an awesome fight. Definitely way better than Tales of Arise. This game is so much better than Tales of Arise, despite having hyper armor. The combat is more responsive. Oh man, you do some boxing uppercuts? I gotta put that shit on. That's an obvious take. Where is it? Alright, what do we got here? Alright, I must get that.
Not all of the nobles made it out alive. Kupka and his men had their fun with more.
Let's go do that new hunt, and then I think I'm gonna take a break. Might come back later
I wasn't
tonight.
expecting
We'll see.
you back so soon.
Cleric's Medallion.
Here you are. Come again.
Apparently, from what I hear, my progression in this game is a lot like... It's a lot like, Tales, where you kind of want to do as much as you can the first playthrough. So, I'll probably do all the hunts. I'll definitely do the DLC, because the DLC is all at the point of no return. And then I might just wait for mods, honestly. The thing about this game, though, is it's going to take a lot longer for people to mod this game. It's not going to be like DMC5 and Kingdom Hearts 3, which are also character action games where the PC version is the best because of mods. This is going to take a lot longer to get modded. From what I understand, the modding capabilities are very primitive currently. So, but I generally play through new games without mods anyway. I generally don't mess around with mods unless I know that I'm not going to make anything for the game. You know, people have already seen everything in this game, so we'll see what happens. I don't want to promise that I'll do no mod, unmodded playthrough. Right now, this is unmodded.
Storeroom was it? I wonder what Mid's
And I can't guarantee... that I'll stick with that. Like, if they come up with a mod to, like, let you equip all the moves at once, I'm definitely putting that on. That's gonna be the end of the unmodded playthrough. But I have a feeling that's not gonna be anytime soon. By the time I finish this game, there might be some gameplay mods, but look at that instant load time, that's awesome. I'll definitely make videos for the mods, because I think those might actually do pretty well. Raw gameplay of this is not gonna do well, just because people have already, like, solved this game and done insane, like, DMC level stuff in it. So I'm not really looking to upload too much of that. Maybe just people want to see me play it, but I'd rather wait until I get a little farther.
That'll do, girl.
But yeah, this game will eventually be like Kingdom Hearts 3, which is another Square Enix character action game where the mods make it like 10 times better than console. But this one's not on Unreal Engine, so it's going to take a lot longer. They've already got a mod manager ready, but there's not a whole lot you can do with it currently. There's a difficulty mod, but it looks like it just gives my stuff more health, so I'm not really about that currently. I was kind of like, you know, maybe I just want to wait until there's mods for this, but with how long it's going to take, I might as well get used to the game and go from there. You definitely need experience with the movesets and stuff to do cool things in this game anyway, so why not get that EXP now, and then when the mods come out, I'll decide how far I want to take this game. Let's see, where's this boss? Oh, right here.
Straight home now.
Alright. It's the slime game. The slime game's back. Oh, I should give you guys an update on that game, by the way. All the DLC was in the base game, or like the first patch they did. I tried the labyrinth. It doesn't have any upgrades or anything. I was pretty disappointed. know what this guy is doing. I can't tell what this boss is doing. Whoa. I always hate fighting slimes in games because you can't tell what they're doing. Damn, this is the first time I died. I guess I'm under-leveled. I don't really want to fight that boss again. It's not fun to fight. Annoying, keeps moving, doesn't give me any moves to block. Oh well. Oh well, he's marked on the map now. Well, that boss is no fun. I can't tell what the hell it's doing. Just like flails around and puts out a hitbox.
Jill looked white.
Slimes always suck to fight in games. I really wanted to try that block, but it's like not giving me anything I can do with it. It keeps moving around and flailing. I definitely am kind of, I think it said that that enemy with the boss was level 38. I'm level 30. I'm guessing the level kind of at least matters somewhat.
Oh, don't.
I'm kind of not really paying attention to it.
What do you need?
He was like 2 more staggers from being dead.
St. Fornian, do you?
I am on action mode. I'm not on story mode. All right, well let's get the next story quest, and I'm probably gonna take a break.
It's all right. See, there's nothing to fear.
Yeah, the slime DLC doesn't really add much. The most that it adds is the characters. that game has the same problem this game does, where
Littlands have been up to their old.
it's not really much of an RPG. It's barely an RPG, and if that's what you're looking for, even Tales games like aren't really that big on builds and stuff, but the average Tales game is better than the Slime game in that regard. You only have like 3 moves for one. I mean, that's objectively worse.
I'm a busy man, mate.
I'll get to the point then.
That's objectively worse than pretty much any Tales game. Only having 3 moves. Even the mobile game had 4. And had the Master Arc system, so you could have more of them. That game is kind of a rip-off at $50. All they really needed to do was make the buildings like actually do something, but they don't. They're just stat boosts. I'm like, that's the most half-assed way to call it an RPG ever. I don't get excited for base stat increases, which is kind of the problem with this game as well, but they did kind of fix that with... They did kind of fix that with the DLC, adding accessories that actually change how you play. But you need to beat the game to get there, so that doesn't solve much.
Blackthorn. That just leaves the carpenter. Let's see if Bardolph's available.
Craft full sword? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. I'm not an expert on this game. I'm not making any guides for this, if that's what you're asking. I'm making no guides for this at all. I feel like you can probably get your answer elsewhere. I've seen the ending to this game. I've seen majority of the cutscenes already when it came out, but I'm not an expert, so you're better off looking for somebody who's played the game before. Cannot help you. I'm not doing a single guide for this unless there's like a sick gameplay mod. I'll make a guide on how to install that, and I'll showcase that, but that's the extent of guide content that I'm doing for this. I feel like everything else has already been done, because that's kind of what happens when... It's kind of what happens when we get PC ports late. There's not a lot for us content creators to do. You make a benchmark, and you can show off mods. And that's really the only thing you can do that people want to watch. You know, if it's something that gets a PC port day one like Gundam, then, you know, yeah, I made guides for that, but for late PC ports, I couldn't really care less. I'm not going to spend time making something that somebody else already did. The only difference is
would it be?
My voice and the frame rate looks better. That's like the only difference. So,
It last you a good while.
sorry. Can't help you.
Anything else?
Alright, I'm done for now. I've done quite a few bosses today. I might come back later tonight, maybe. I kind of skipped dinner because I don't really have any money currently, so I think I should probably get something to eat, make a snack. I might come back later. Don't expect any guides from me on this game. I'm not doing them. I don't really waste time doing guides and rushing through games if it's already been out on console for like a year. It's just a waste of time. You know, Gundam, I did a speed run through that, and I did the guides, and those guides did very well, but everybody got that game at the same time. We didn't... PC peasants didn't get FF16 Frame 1, so had to wait. But yeah, I'll be playing that. There's the 13 Zodiac playtest. I might play that next stream. I got Wayfinder as well. Got a little bit of a backlog here, so I'm not really in a hurry to get through FF16 because, like I said, most likely if I beat the game, I'll do all the content, and then I'll probably just wait for mods. Because, it's definitely going to be one of those games where the mods are going to make the experience so much better. And it's like, yeah, you can. The game is fine as it is. I'm having a lot of fun with it, unmodded, but I know it's going to be better with mods. So, we'll see what I feel like doing the next couple days. I might just plow through the game, or I might switch to some other stuff. I don't think Towerborn is getting an update anytime soon. I kind of want to wait for the next balance update before I play that more. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll probably come back later tonight, maybe. It's only 10. This is about the time I normally stop my kitty sitting stream, so we'll see what I feel like playing later. I'll catch you guys.